A birth in bloodshed, the dawn of Bangladesh. The year 1971 witnessed the tumultuous birth of Bangladesh, a nation forged in the crucible of a brutal war that forever altered the political landscape of South Asia. This conflict, short but devastating, saw India and Pakistan locked in a deadly embrace, their armies clashing on land, sea, and air. The war was not just a territorial dispute, it was a clash of ideologies, a fight for self-determination, and a stark reminder of the human cost of political expediency. A subcontinent divided, the shadow of partition. To understand the 1971 war, one must delve into the wounds of the past. The partition of British India in 1947, while intended to create two nations based on religious lines, instead sowed the seeds of future conflicts. Pakistan, comprised of two geographically separated wings, East and West Pakistan, was united by religion, but divided by language, culture, and 1,000 miles of Indian territory. This geographical anomaly, coupled with political and economic marginalization, fueled resentment in East Pakistan. The seeds of discord, East Pakistan's struggle for identity. East Pakistan, despite being home to the majority of Pakistan's population, was treated as a colony by the ruling elite in West Pakistan. Bengali language and culture were suppressed, economic opportunities were limited, and political representation remained disproportionately low. The Awami League, led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, rose to prominence demanding autonomy and respect for Bengali identity. Their landslide victory in the 1970 Pakistani general election, which was subsequently annulled by West Pakistan, proved to be the tipping point. India's calculated gambit, preparing for the inevitable. India, already burdened by the influx of millions of refugees fleeing violence and persecution in East Pakistan, watched the unfolding crisis with growing alarm. Indira Gandhi, the then Prime Minister of India, recognized the strategic opportunity presented by the turmoil in Pakistan. India began providing covert support to the Bengali nationalist movement, training and arming the Mukti Bahini, the guerrilla force fighting for Bangladesh's independence. A war on all fronts. India's multi-pronged offensive. When Pakistan launched preemptive airstrikes on Indian airfields on December 3, 1971, India was ready. India's military strategy was swift and decisive, a carefully orchestrated symphony of coordinated strikes on multiple fronts. The Indian Army, spearheaded by armored divisions and supported by close air support, made rapid advances into East Pakistan. Simultaneously, the Indian Navy effectively blockaded East Pakistan, crippling its supply lines and demoralizing its defenses. Pakistan's fatal miscalculations, a house divided. Pakistan, plagued by internal strife and overconfident in its military might, made several grave miscalculations. The Pakistani leadership, blinded by arrogance and a misplaced belief in the unity of their nation, failed to anticipate the ferocity of the Bengali resistance or the decisiveness of India's response. The Pakistani military, stretched thin across two fronts, found itself outmaneuvered and outgunned by the Indian forces. Dhaka Falls, the birth of a nation. On December 16, 1971, just 13 days after the war began, Pakistani forces in East Pakistan surrendered unconditionally to the joint command of Indian and Bangladeshi forces. The fall of Dhaka, the capital of East Pakistan, marked the birth of a new nation, Bangladesh. The war, though brief, had resulted in a decisive victory for India and a humiliating defeat for Pakistan. The world takes sides. Superpowers in the shadows. The 1971 war was not just a regional conflict, it had global ramifications. The United States, a staunch ally of Pakistan, found itself diplomatically isolated as it attempted to support a losing side accused of genocide. The Soviet Union, on the other hand, threw its weight behind India, signing a treaty of friendship and providing critical military aid. The war highlighted the shifting geopolitical alliances of the Cold War era. A new geopolitical reality, the war's lasting impact. The 1971 war had a profound and lasting impact on the geopolitical landscape of South Asia. The emergence of Bangladesh fundamentally altered the balance of power in the region, diminishing Pakistan's influence and cementing India's position as the dominant regional power. The war also exposed the fragility of Pakistan's national unity, based on religion rather than shared identity. Echoes of 1971 Lessons for a New Millennium. The 1971 war offers several vital lessons for the world today. It underscores the dangers of political and economic marginalization, the importance of respecting cultural and linguistic diversity, and the futility of relying on military might to suppress legitimate aspirations for self-determination. The war serves as a stark reminder of the human cost of conflict and the need for peaceful resolution of disputes. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the echoes of 1971 remind us to strive for a world where dialogue, diplomacy, and mutual respect prevail over violence and bloodshed. The 1971 war had far-reaching geopolitical implications that reshaped South Asia and rippled across the globe. The conflict not only led to the birth of Bangladesh, but also altered the balance of power in the region. India emerged as a dominant force in South Asia, while Pakistan faced significant territorial and political losses. The war also drew in global superpowers, with the United States and China backing Pakistan, while the Soviet Union supported India. This alignment highlighted the Cold War dynamics and the strategic importance of the Indian subcontinent. As the dust of war settled, the geopolitical landscape was not the only thing that changed. Beneath the grand narratives lay countless personal stories, tales of bravery, loss, and resilience. These human accounts bring a deeply emotional layer to the 1971 conflict. Meet Lieutenant Ahmed, a young officer in the Pakistani army. Torn between duty and the moral weight of his actions, Ahmed's letters reveal a man grappling with chaos. "Every day I question if what we are doing is right," he writes, "but I must fulfill my duty to my country." On the other side, there's Shanti, a Bengali nurse. Her story is one of unimaginable courage. "I saw so much suffering," she recalls, "but amidst the horror there was a fierce determination to survive." Then there's Rajiv, an Indian soldier who fought in the Eastern Front. "We knew our mission was critical," he says, "but in the trenches, the lines between friend and foe blurred. We were all just men trying to get through another day." Civilians too bore the brunt of the conflict. Take Aisha, a young mother from Dhaka. "We lived in constant fear," she remembers. "But even in those dark times the community came together. We shared what little we had and found strength in each other." These personal stories from soldiers and civilians alike paint a vivid picture of the human cost of war. They remind us that behind every strategic victory and territorial loss are real people with dreams, fears, and hopes. In remembering their stories, we honor the spirit of resilience that defines humanity, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. The 1971 conflict left indelible scars on the economies of Bangladesh, India, and Pakistan. Bangladesh faced the colossal task of rebuilding its economy from the ground up. Infrastructure was decimated, industries lay in ruins, and agriculture was in shambles. International aid poured in, but recovery was long and arduous. For India, the war brought economic strain and strategic gains. Pakistan faced a severe economic and political crisis. It took years for Pakistan to stabilize both politically and economically. The economic aftermath of the 1971 war underscores the resilience of nations and their ability to rebuild. Hey everyone! When Bangladesh became its own country, it wasn't just about politics and money. It was like a huge burst of creativity. Everyone was excited and it showed in their art, music, and stories. Imagine a whole country finding its voice. That's what happened. The Bengali language became a symbol of pride. Writers like Humayun Ahmed and poets like Shamsur Rahman told the story of this new nation. Old folk songs mixed with new sounds. It was a celebration. Famous singers like Lata Mangeshkar and Runa Layla, their songs were everywhere. But it wasn't just music. Plays and paintings started showing the changes happening in the country. They showed the tough times, the hope, and the dreams of everyone. This wasn't just about making art, it was about healing and remembering. It was about showing the world who they were. As Bangladesh grew, it kept its traditions but also tried new things. That mix of old and new is what makes Bangladesh special. So, after becoming independent, Bangladesh didn't just make art, it made a whole new identity, one that respected the past and looked forward to the future. Pretty cool.